The Bitcoin price is dumping presently, and you might be wondering what you should do. Should you panic sell, or what should you do? Well, I always recommend that you should have Bitcoin as part of your portfolio for long term. That means you should be holding Bitcoin. You should be an hodler of Bitcoin. That means you have Bitcoin being held on your spot wallet. All right. So, but there's a very interesting thing happening on the Bitcoin price action right now, and why I decided to make this emergency video for you to understand what is happening and what your next move should most likely be like. We are on the 4-hour time frame here presently, and sadly, we actually broke below this parabolica. This parabolica line has been here since my previous videos, and at this point, when we touched it and people thought price was going to dump, I was like, we hit the parabolica, and we're going to see higher prices, which then happened. We saw higher prices at this point, price pushing upwards. But now we broke below this parabolica again, and we retested it. In fact, this was very spot on, very perfect. Without me even touching or adding anything here, we got a retest of this parabolica here, got rejected from it, and saw more movement towards the downside ever since then. You know, and presently we're actually I mean, all this has been here since you guys have been following the channel. You've seen that this is what has been on the screen since I started posting some of these videos. We're actually in a support zone presently, and as you can see, we are beginning to see this green bullish momentum. We might retest this part or retest this indicator, and hopefully we should be able to push above that. We are presently still in the monthly support zone. Okay, we're still in the monthly support zone as evident in this red box. But there's something very important here. Now, all these things I'm saying is just like an intro. Okay, there's something very, very important that I saw yesterday and got me very worried for the Bitcoin price action, and why I decided that I must post a video today, because I've been very busy for the past couple of weeks. But I decided to make this video urgently for you guys. And if we drop to the weekly, which is where I noticed what I did notice, if we move to the weekly time frame, you would see that we actually broke below this moving average, which is a 20 moving average. This moving average has been a very good indicator for the Bitcoin price action. You can see that when we dropped up below it here, we saw prices move towards the downside. When we closed above it, we saw a nice, perfect retest of this zone and saw price move forward. When we closed below it here, price moved downward. It has been a very good indicator of what price actions are most likely going to be like on the Bitcoin price action. And the sad thing that happened is, if you notice, every time we closed below this, we actually saw movements towards the downside, as is evident here, as is evident here as well. And it also just happened again. All right, it also just happened. We actually closed below this here on the weekly time frame. This is the moving average, this blue line right here, and we closed below it on the weekly time frame. That is not a good thing at all. And sadly, we are also seeing that we actually closed below this on the parabolic curve as well. We closed below the parabolic curve as well on the weekly. Most times when we close below the parabolic on the 4-hour, we are actually still not below it on the weekly. But this time around, we are actually below the parabolic on the weekly, and we are also below this 20 moving average, which has served as a very good indicator for the price action of Bitcoin. This is signifying that we might see more movement towards the downside on the Bitcoin price action. And if you look at this very well, you would see that we created a perfect, in fact, let me remove this right here. Let me just remove it temporarily. I'll paste it back there. If you look at this, we created a very perfect double top pattern. This is it here. We have the first top at this point, followed by the neckline at this point with another top at this point. And the way I trade will be to use a bearish engulfing pattern, which is a close below, 2 red candles side by side. And we got that entry confirmation here. We have 2 red candles side by side. And that's how I'll trade a bearish trend. that means that prices are most likely going to go down. Now, if I'm to trade this, for example, I would pick a short position, the way I trade double tops normally, and then enter upon the close of this close below. And just even looking at this without even adjusting anything, just looking at the risk to reward ratio, you would say that if I'm using a 1.1 risk to reward ratio, prices are most likely going to touch $53,233. All right. And I usually use a 1.4 risk to reward ratio. And this is just a 1.1. So this is signifying that prices may drop. And from the previous videos, if you checked it, we can see that prices actually were going to drop as low as 45,000. That was what we predicted initially. All right. And even if we don't get there, there's a very huge likelihood that we may retest this support zone, because if we are going to drag this to like a 1.4 risk to reward ratio, if we are to drag it, you would see that we are actually going to hit this support zone, and hopefully we pick momentum from there. And this is the beauty of properly drawing out your zones, your vertical, diagonal, horizontal zones, key market levels, because I mean, without even doing much work, we're able to confirm this and the most likely places for the Bitcoin price action to get to. All right, so this is not looking good because it's the weekly time frame, and I mean, it is not looking good at all. All right, let us try to zoom out and see the last time we saw a double top pattern. Okay, the last time we saw a double top pattern on the weekly time frame, price significantly dropped. This is the very first one here. Price significantly dropped to this point. The second time we noticed a double top pattern on the weekly time frame, price significantly dropped. In fact, that kickstarted the whole bear market and dropped all the way here. All right. I want to see if I can get the ruler to measure. Now, from here to this point, right? The last time we saw a double top pattern, we witnessed a 75% drop. Okay. We witnessed a 75% drop. Actually 76.13% drop on the price action of Bitcoin. This was the last time we saw a double top pattern. Now, let me click this out and do it here. The very first time we saw a double top pattern here, we actually saw, because price touched this point, we actually saw a 51% drop in the price action of Bitcoin. So, and I mean, if I'm telling you that this is not looking nice, it is actually not looking nice. I am not happy to see this at all because I'm pro Bitcoin. But let's just hope that we are able to pick enough momentum from the present support zone, which is where we are right now. This is the end of the monthly support at about 58,413 thereabouts. That's the end of the monthly support. And if we actually close below that, then I'll begin to get really worried for the price action of Bitcoin, because what it might mean is that it's trying to form a head and shoulder pattern, with this being the neckline at about $39,000. I hope that does not happen. I'm just giving you the worst case scenarios here, and I'm not even going to discuss Ethereum today. I probably will discuss that with my video tomorrow, because what I'm seeing here is not making me happy at all in any ways. But I decided to give you guys a warning. I mean, if you've been in a long position and you're presently and maybe you were in profit and you're presently in the break even, you might want to consider exiting temporarily, or you might want to enter into short positions if you know how to take that. And as well, you might want to try looking at how to do dollar cost averaging into the price action of Bitcoin, because I mean, we may get supported in any of these support zones. Okay, so I really wanted to call your attention to this because it's very important to understand what is playing out right now. Now, let me just try to check out Ethereum before everybody starts shouting that I just did Bitcoin, I did not do Ethereum and stuff. So let's just look at Ethereum and see what is likely to happen with Ethereum as well. It's loading. I don't know why my network is poor this morning. It's about to rain here though, so maybe that's why. So this is the Ethereum price action, and we have a kind of similar double top pattern here, although it's not looking so neat, but this is the first stop, this is the second stop. It's actually clearer here. But luckily for us, we are actually in on top of this MA. So hopefully this serves as support for Ethereum. And this is the monthly support zone. Hopefully we don't go below it as well. If we do, prices may as well touch $2,842 or as low as 2,672 before we pick another momentum. But we are presently in a support zone right now. Okay, so hopefully this actually pushes up the price of Ethereum. All right, I want to drop to like the 4-hour time frame or other time frames to get a clearer perspective of what is happening. Like I said, we're in the support zone, and this is confirming it. We are actually beginning to see some buying pressure coming in here. However, we actually closed below this consolidation. Okay, if you look at it very well, this could have served as a perfect consolidation zone right here and here too as well. Okay, and we just closed below the consolidation zone, which is not a good sign. It's a bearish momentum. That means that if we retest this and we get to 3,415, we might get rejected and we might actually see prices move downwards. But hopefully in the long run, we're able to pick liquidity from here. This is the market for the bears, guys. Okay, you shouldn't be looking at long positions right now, except you're very sure of what you're doing. All right, and it's not nice to see for those of us that really love crypto, but at the same time, I'm making profits both from entering long positions and short positions. One of the persons I trained that took my futures training course yesterday dropped a signal for me, which I took because I was too busy to even check the markets, but I took the trade because I was confident in what I taught him. And we made good profits because I even dropped it in my trade signal group. We made 90% shorting 1,000 rats on Mexc. All right. So I mean, just because market is going down does not mean you can't make profit as well. We made profits shorten the market. We made profits when prices were going down. So this is one of the blessings of having a good mentor or taking proper trading courses and, setting yourself up properly. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video so far, I want to encourage you to drop the like button. It's also the YouTube algorithm. Drop a comment. It encourages me to create more videos like this for you. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye.